How's everybody doing? I'm going to take a look at Fleetwood Mac from 1975 till 1988 on vinyl. This was the big lineup when Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham joined Mick Fleetwood, John McVie and Christine McVie. The rest is history. They became one of the biggest bands on the planet. And Fleetwood Mac were a great band, something in there for everybody. From FM friendly singles to rock and roll and other styles. I have stuff on CD as well. The CDs are the remastered versions with the doubles and the bonus. A lot of the bonus stuff is so, demos and stuff like that. Sometimes you're even getting studio backing tracks with very little in them. I don't understand this. I don't like live discs stuck into albums. So yeah, I'm just going to go through them for fun and going to give anybody who's new to Fleetwood Mac a rough intro to the band. And I hope you enjoy this video, so keep on watching. This is where it all started in 1975. Well, that's half the saga. Fleetwood Mac originally came from the 60s, late 60s, with British guitarist Peter Green. The whole band was British actually at the time. They were a blues outfit, and then they went into other types of rock and stuff like that. And then after the third album, Peter Green left. The other members ploughed on. Christine McVie, who was John McVie's wife. This is John McVie, by the way, and that's Mick Fleetwood. Really strange album cover. It's quite funny. Yeah, a bit eccentric. So they kept going. Bob Walsh joined them then. And he's quite interesting. A lot of people kind of say, oh yeah, the Bob Walsh stuff was this and that. There's some good stuff there. I just bought the box set 1969 to 1974 on CD last week. You could check that video out on my channel. Just really getting into that stuff now, to be totally honest. Never had any of it, but it's quite interesting and a lot of good music on it. And the whole thing kind of went into the doldrums in 74, and then McVie and Mick Fleetwood and Christine McVie met Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, and they joined forces and they became a huge lead commercial proposition. Right, this is Fleetwood Mac from 1975. Right, I have two copies of this. I'll show you. I like this album. Monday Morning, good Buckingham rocker. Warm Ways, Christine McVie, very mellow. Blue Letter, it's a cover. Rhiannon, great song, great single. Good Nick's vocal on that as well. Nice driving bass and drums. Over My Head, Christine McVie. Sometimes her stuff is pretty one-dimensional, very airy-fairy. She did some good stuff on the earlier albums. Crystal, Stevie Nicks track, yeah, like that as well. Seal of Me, that's a good Christine McVie track. Nice driving piano, bass. Landslide, another Nicks track, a beautiful track actually. World Turning, McVie and Buckingham wrote that. It's kind of a rocky, kind of bluesy track. Sugar Daddy. Now, there's a lot of better songs that Christine McVie wrote. I think Sugar Daddy is just filler. I don't like it. I hate listening to it. It's just that it softens the album a little. I'm So Afraid, brilliant Buckingham track, really good. It kind of almost echoes back to the Peter Green days. Yeah, you know, like Sugar Daddy's just, I think it's just rubbish, to be honest with you. So this is Reprise Records album. We're signed to Reprise Warner. There's actually two inlay sheets with this. There you go. But here we have another version. This is also old, on limited edition coloured vinyl. And this is on card this time. And here it is. Here you go, white vinyl. Now, this has been reissued recently, this album. Last year, I think. And on the cover it says, first time on white vinyl. Well, that's not true, because this is actually quite an old pressing, I'd say from the 70s. And here we go, white vinyl. So you can take that to the bank. I don't know who puts the stickers on the modern releases, because sometimes I see people are all kids working in a record company and they haven't got a clue. They don't even know who Fleetwood Mac is. It's just another band. But yeah, so that's Fleetwood Mac, 1975. Entertaining album. I got into Fleetwood Mac back in 1987 because of Tango. You know, I was discovering all kinds of music back then. And yeah, the sleeve here is even textured, you know. It's kind of like printed on textured paper. US pressing. I bought that in the US actually. I think in PDQ Records in Tucson, Arizona. Sadly that shop is gone now. Amazing shop. Yeah. And now 1977 saw the release of Rumors, one of the biggest selling albums of all time. And rightly so, because it's packed full of great tracks. Secondhand News, that's actually probably one of the weakest tracks on the album, but it opens with a bang. Dreams, that's a classic Stevie Nicks. Never Gone Back Again, love that acoustic track by Buckingham. Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, massive radio hits. Again, but they are good songs, you know, there's no way around that. They are very good songs. Songbird is it's actually kind of a sound check song that made it to the album, sung by Christine McVie. Very nice track. The Chain, that's a classic. It's just an outright classic, and if you don't like The Chain, well then you're either dead or living in cuckoo land. You Make Loving Fun, it's a good Christine McVie single again. I Don't Want to Know. Was never really mad about that. Oh yeah. Oh, Daddy's a good one. It's kind of slow and moody. There's some nice tension in it. Yeah, it's good. And Goldust Woman, Stevie Nicks, fantastic. Absolutely great album ending. This has come out on CD again, and they've put the single Silver Spring into the middle of the running order. Don't know why they did this. Silver Spring is a great track, but I don't think it should be lumped into Rumors. Okay, I'm not sure if this came with this. It says K, I think that is Kenny Music Group. It just comes from another album, but this is only, this was a 1980, I bought this in 1988. It was just like, you know, mid-price, Warner Brothers. So maybe just came out of, must have found this, I'd say, because this definitely didn't come with it. No, definitely didn't come with it. It's Warner Brothers, pressed in Germany. Yeah, so by WEA. So I'd say this came from something else. So yeah, that's Rumors, and a mighty album it was too. And now it's time for Tusk. This was released in 1979. They reckon this is one of the most expensive albums ever recorded. I love it. It's a very provocative album. There was times when I couldn't listen to this because it was just, I'd get too emotional and stuff like that. There's some great songs on it. It's happy and sad. It's everything. I bought this in the summer of 1988. Warner Brother mid-price or something like that. I can't remember. And it was nice and heavy. And you know, you feel you're getting a lot, and you are getting a lot because there's some great tracks in this over and over. The Ledge, that's Buckingham, crazy track, very punky, very underproduced. Think About Me, very, very typical Fleetwood Mac track. Save Me a Place, Buckingham again, very good. And Sarah by Stevie Nicks, that's a fantastic track. Really is a sad song as well at that. What Makes You Think You're the One, Buckingham, it's not bad. Storm, Stevie Nicks, again, very, very emotional track. And then That's All for Everyone. Love that track, Lindsey Buckingham. It almost nods back to the Beach Boys in some ways. Lots of vocals, and it kind of seems to flow through space. Not That Funny. Yeah, it's a good Buckingham track as well, I think. Sisters of the Moon, that's Stevie Nicks. It's a pretty heavy rocker on the album. It's good, but it's, yeah, sounds more kind of early 70s than late 70s. Angel, that's only okay, kind of soulful track. That's Enough for Me. It's okay. Brown Eyes, again, love that track, very moody. Never Make Me Cry, Christine McVie, slow ballad. It's okay. I Know I'm Not Wrong, again, kind of seems to be kind of a throwaway. Honey High, yeah, no, this is where it kind of, you know, it gets a bit, you know, a bit fluffy. I don't really like that track. It could have been on Mirage, the album that came after this. Beautiful Child, Stevie Nicks, again a very, very sad song. Walk a Thin Line, that's a great track. And Tusk itself is just like nothing else you've ever heard. Brilliant, with the horns and the drums, and yeah, fantastic Buckingham track. And Never Forget, it just ends on a breeze. So, it's a single sleeve, but it's thicker than normal. And then you get record 1, and 2 is here, and 3, 4 to the sides. So 1, nice artwork. There you go. Superb photograph of the band. Lindsay's shaved the beard off. It's other crazy stuff. I can't imagine the things that they cut up. There you go, just custom labels. Yeah, I really like Tusk. There's a lot in it. It was a brave move to make as well. You know, they decided to, you know, everybody was waiting for Rumours Part 2, and I think the band just took drugs and rented expensive studios. Yeah. But yeah, the excesses of the 70s and the rock and roll lifestyle are catching up, and everybody was just zonked out and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, great album. Maybe a little too long, you know, but when you actually do sit down and listen to it, you kind of listen to the whole thing. So yeah, Tusk is a great one. Right, Fleetwood Mac Live. This is a live souvenir, I guess, from 1980. Just double LP live Tusk tour. Monday morning, See You Love Me, Dreams, Oh Well. Yeah, they do the old Peter Green track here, over and over. Sarah, Not That Funny, Never Going Back Again. Landslide, Fireflies, that's a Stevie Nicks track. I don't think it ever made it to an album, or might have been a B-side. Over My Head, Rhiannon, Don't Let Me Down Again. It's another non-album track. One More Night. Yeah, I think that's a non-album track as well. Go Your Own Way, Don't Stop, I'm So Afraid. Farmer's Daughter, that's a soundtrack. Yeah, that's a sound check recording of a Beach Boys track. So yeah, just some good black and white photos. And band at the top of their game, and then here you go, that's all the tour dates they played across the world. Brothers. I had 2 copies of this. I also have it on CD, but they haven't remastered it or anything like that. It's okay, you know, you listen to it the odd time. Yeah, some of the performances are just a little tame. Yeah. Fleetwood Mac live, and they are good live as well. Stuff doesn't really stick to the studio format live. They just branch out a little bit in solos and stuff like that. Okay, moving on. 1982, Mirage. This is kind of a back to basics, quite poppy. It sounds like Fleetwood Mac. You know, the trademark sound is there now. It's got some nice stuff on it. I kind of like this album. God, I bought that years ago. 1988 as well, I'd say. Around September. Love in Store. It's a nice track. It kind of it's a little bit kind of like Motown. Can't Go Back. It's kind of a throwaway Buckingham track. That's Alright. It's a kind of a country track with Stevie Nicks. That's one of the best tracks on the whole album. Book of Love. Again, I love that track by Lindsay. There's a Beach Boys thing in that as well. I can hear Gypsy. Fantastic. Fantastic single. Really good track. One of Nicks's finest performances. Only Over You, again, that song could have been back on any Fleetwood Mac album from 1970 onwards. Doesn't really go anywhere, very slow and moody. Empire State, I like this one. It's a bit camp, song about New York by Lindsay. It wouldn't sound out of place on a Freddie Mercury solo album. it's kind of over the top. Yeah, very good. Straight Back. That's okay. Hold Me, that was a single. Yeah, it's not bad. A bit repetitive, but it's not bad. Oh Diane, that's kind of a throwback to the 50s, Buddy Holly kind of style. Good song. Eyes of the World, yeah, I like that as well. It's not bad. Wish You Were Here, again, a Christine McVie ballad. It's better than Only Over You anyway, and kind of a sad ending to the album with a lover pining for a missing lover. So yeah, that's Mirage. Entertaining. And the 2016 remaster double CD is worth a shot. What they've done with the alternative versions is they've released them on vinyl. I can't understand why they do that. I wouldn't buy them. But the double CDs, excellent value if you can track them down. There's some interesting stuff from this period. The only thing I would say about it is that they don't really write much about the music. It's just about the band, and that's kind of irritating. Yeah, so Mirage, good pop album. For me, it's kind of the last of their greatest work. Yeah. So yeah, definitely worth investigating. And that leads us to Tango in the Night from 1987. The band were kind of all over the place at this stage. Nick's suffering from drug addiction and alcoholism, I think. This was going to be a Lindsey Buckingham solo project. Most of the songs he'd written were going to be on a solo album, but the band kind of got back together. Nick's isn't on this as much as you think. You can think you can hear her. There's a lot of studio trickery. This was the very first album I got by Fleetwood Mac in the summer of 1987. It was just a big album. I remember Big Love, a single, came out in the spring of 87, and that's one of the best tracks here. Lindsey Buckingham moving along at a frantic pace. Yeah, very good track. Seven Wonders, Stevie Nicks. It's not bad, yeah. And then Everywhere. It's just everywhere you go, you hear it. I used to DJ, and every time I did play, people would come up and say, play Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. And you know, it's just got the dunk. Nothing really happens in it. You know, it's ear candy. Christine McVie. You know, I think it's throwaway. It's probably probably their most famous track, but I can't listen to it. You know. Moving on, Caroline. I like this. I like the drums in it. Very moody. And Tango in the Night itself. I love that track. Really good track. The Buckingham stuff on here is good. Great solo on it as well. Mystified. Nothing really happens on this one. Just floats along. Little Lies, again a great single. Stevie Nicks vocal. Family Man. It sounds like Fleetwood Mac. This typical tick 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 tick, same rhythm as Big Love, kind of. Yeah. Nothing really seems to happen in it. It's an unexciting song. Welcome to the Room, Sarah. Stevie Nicks. Yeah, this album, you know, to me, it seems to be the most dated one of them all. It's not that the songs aren't great. Like, it's just that the production is a lot of synthesizers on the album. It's like everything else in the 80s, you know. Sequencing and stuff. Isn't It Midnight? Yeah, I really like that one. That's a great track. Yeah, really like it. When I See You Again, just an acoustic ballad with Nicks on vocal. It's a sad song, yeah, and I think, you know, it would have probably fitted into a Stevie solo album. Again, I had the Stevie Nicks solo albums, but you know, her voice over whole album becomes a little bit grating to me. Yeah, so that's why I like Fleetwood Mac, because you get the whole lot. You and I Part 2. Again, tick, 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 tick. It's like a gallop. Nothing really happens here. And but again, you know, Buckingham, full of energy, a bit crazy, brilliant guitarist. You know, I like him. I think he's very talented, and he's a great performer. I mean, he really is underrated as well as a guitar player, and he's fantastic. So this is the inner, nice, and the teal seafoam green. And there you are. Oh, it's actually a picture label on one side. I forgot all about that. It's not an album I play that much. The 2017 remaster on CD has got a bonus disc. Obviously there was vinyl, the whole box set and everything, but I'd stay away from that. Box sets are expensive and you usually leave them on the shelf. But the double CD is where to go. There's a lot of interesting material that didn't make the album, and definitely worth investigation. And I was waiting for it for a long time. The remastering is actually quite good as well. Early CD pressings sounded a bit edgy and a bit harsh, and they did a great job on it, because when I listened to it again I loved the audio quality, because it's an album I've had for a long time. So yeah, the band were touring in 1988 after this, and Lindsey Buckingham left the band, so I just didn't buy a ticket. I couldn't face it. Didn't want to see them without him. And that was it really. I just kept delving back to the old stuff. In 1988, before Christmas, the Greatest Hits album came out. I bought the CD back then. The vinyl was edited, obviously. So, you know, it's got Rhiannon, Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, Hold Me, Everywhere, Gypsy, As Long As You Follow. That's a fantastic single. Really good song. And I think they got two guitarists to replace Lindsay, Rick Vito and Billy Burnett. And here we got See You Love Me Dreams, Little Lies, Sarah, Tusk, No Questions Asked. I don't like that. It's a Stevie Nicks song. It's just a bit too harsh and aggressive, you know, late 80s mindless rock. Yeah, but again, this Greatest Hits is available. You can buy it on CD for €5. There's more tracks on the CD. It was one of the very first CDs I bought back in '88. But it's become redundant because 50 years don't stop. You can get that album now, and it's got 3 CDs, and it's only like something like €10, and it goes back into the Peter Green stuff, Bob Welch, and all that. So that's it. That's my Fleetwood Mac albums on vinyl. The big 5 they call it. Yeah, I kind of stopped buying any new stuff after 1988. I know there was an album in 1990 called Behind the Mask or something like that. Never bought it. Never bought Time. Just no interest in those. Live stuff as well over the years. No interest. The magic is in the studio albums from the 70s and 80s. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and take care.